That's just like maybe a little rubber ducky bouncing animation. And I don't really have a video editing software, so we're going to do it in Unity, and we're going to figure out how on earth to import that, like get rid of the white and make that opaque, and then just have that as a GIF. But I thought I'd use this as a nice way of testing out whether all of my streaming assets are working, so I'm not really advertising this stream at all. And I'm not going to be too disappointed if nobody shows up, because I really just kind of want to see if everything's working okay. So I'm not going to be too disappointed if nobody shows up, because I really just kind of want to see. I'm just checking myself if everything's working okay. So I'm not going to be too disappointed if nobody shows up, because I really just kind of want to see. I'm just checking myself here. I'm listening to the music right now. So I'm not going to be too disappointed if nobody shows up. Sounds like the music could be a little bit louder to me. I'm listening to the music. So I'm going to turn that up. Oh, there is no music right louder to me. I'm listening to. There we go. Much nicer. Okay. I'll get rid of that. The infinite loop is horrible. What the heck? Okay. I will get rid of dot, and I think everything's working okay. So I'll go back to here. So I've got this cool little system set up. So you can see that I've got my code down here-ish, if you can kind of see that, as a small little window, and I want to outline that a little bit, give it a little bit of distinction. But what's kind of neat is I can press a button and switch over to having that be like the full screen thing, and then I'll probably outline the stream window a little bit. I wonder if that music's too loud now. I'm gonna take it down a little bit to like there. And then what I kind of want to do is have like a little rubber ducky right next to the window here, and he's just kind of bouncing all over the place and doing whatever. On both screens here, and that's why I'm putting together this little asset here. So I'm just going to use the animator to do a little thing, and then I'm going to figure out how on earth I'm going to turn that into a GIF, and I don't know that yet. I've never done that before without the use, without the use of like Premiere or something, which I don't have access to. So we're going to figure it out, in other words, see what we can do. Oh, you know what I need to do, though? This is actually probably pretty important. I need to change the stream name and what I'm streaming and all that.
Necessarily what you expect from.
So go to channel, please. Go ahead and mute that. And we're going to edit that. Streaming Ducky and John. Ducky and John Development seems like a good title. Ducky and John Development. I'm gonna stream making some stream assets. Much good, very meta. And category is definitely not Shining Force. That's like 2 years old now. So I wonder if Unity is a category or not. Unify? Not really. What about development? Development? Underdevelopment? The truth about game development. I'm just gonna say underdevelopment and see what comes up. And I'll add development as a tag. Game development, perfect. And video game? Maybe? Nah, doesn't have it. Okay. Game development will be totally fine. And done. Okay. That seems much better to me. Get rid of that. That's a little ugly, isn't it? Is that all good then? I think so. I'll try to clean up this window a bit just so it's not so ugly. There. Nice. Okay. Right. Back to the task at hand here. I am gonna start getting this guy to animate a little bit. And I don't know whether I want him to hop or not. That's kind of the question of the moment. Because he could do something where he goes like... Here, I'll grab him. Where he starts down here and then hops up and then comes back down. Or you could just do something where he just squishes... Where's my pivot? Where he just like, boing, sort of a thing, you know? And I don't really know which one I want to do, to be quite honest. I think if he was to hop a little bit, and not a lot, that might not be such a terribly bad thing. But I don't want it to be, like, distracting, I just want it to be a tiny little thing. So he might, like, come up and boing, you know, just a tiny little bit. Let's give that a go. I kind of like that idea. So, weirdly enough, I made the decision to delink his face and his body pivot so that they don't stretch at the same time. So I'm actually going to change that for, oh, that's animating. For the sake of doing this animation, I want to change that. So if I was then to scale this down, that should also scale his eyes. Yeah, that'll just make it a little easier to animate, I think. And we're gonna come down here. And how do we want to start this? I think we should start with the squash, maybe. So what I tend to do is I tend to just like choose a keyframe to go to and just input a value and work from there. And then I can like adjust from there if I don't like that. So if he's going to bounce, he needs a little bit of lead up into that animation. So I'm going to have him squish down a little bit. And maybe even rotate a little bit. I wish that I had control over like individual vertices, because I could grab one side of him and take him up so he's kind of like scrunching down. But I would need like a full rig for that, and I don't have that. And I don't want to get too complicated here. So how long does that really last? It's pretty short. Also, it always puts in a keyframe at the end there, which I don't like. So if he comes down here, and we will adjust the curves accordingly. Well, so if he was to come down here, then we could bring that out so that he like stays down there. But if he's going to stay down there, he also needs a little bit of extra oomph, like he's really charging up. And that's starting to look like something. And then the idea would be he would really quickly spring back up right here. Oh, I don't think he stays down for nearly long enough. Yeah, that's a lot better, I think. Oh, you know what he should do, though? He should, like, kind of go up and down. So he's like, how do I say this? He's like, using that energy from, like, squishing himself higher to then go down. Oh, you know what he also absolutely has to do? He has to squish outward when he goes down. It's gonna look a little weird with his face, but I think it'll be okay. So that might be a little bit much. Let's try 0.05. Boom. And that would then be like 1.06 maybe? Yeah, I think that's starting to look like something. But what I want to do is move all of these over. How many? That's at 7, so I'm going to move those over like 3. 1, 2, 3. Another keyframe there. What we're going to do is this keyframe, he's going to stretch up a tiny bit and stretch in a tiny bit. So it's like, womp. Yeah, I do like that, but it's not quite right. I think maybe because he's not coming down fast enough. So I'm gonna change that. And now I think he should be able to kind of pop back up faster. And so once he hits, like, I'm gonna take him to a little bit after this, and I'm going to take the body pivot, and I'm going to stretch him a little higher again. And and then right after that is going to be the point that he actually leaves the ground. What's going on there with the... Was I the only one that saw that? Maybe that's just... I think that's just it looping weirdly. So then he's going to leave the ground like here. And when he leaves the ground, he's going to snap back to his normal position. And we can take features parent position, and we can drag, oops, we can drag that up. So let's see what, oh, that's not right. I forgot to keyframe it. Feature parent position should be at 0 right there. Womp. Okay, good, but he definitely needs to go higher faster, without a doubt. Let's just copy this key over here just so we can see. If he's also rotating, he might need to go a little bit higher. I guess I don't know for sure. But, well, I don't know, it's kind of cute. I like it. I do want him to like do a spin. And you know what? It would be kind of cool if his body spun and his face didn't, wouldn't it? I mean, we could do that just by having opposite animations. Or maybe the whole animation is like one go-around of him doing the bounce. Oh, yeah. No, that makes sense. So what's going to happen is he's going to jump, and he's going to rotate 90 degrees, which will start probably when he jumps, and then finish somewhere over here, maybe? So let's do that. And then he's going to rotate 90 degrees every time he jumps. So it makes like a full rotation for the GIF. I think it'll be kind of cute. Womp. I'm trying to decide, like, how do I want this rotation to work? Probably just linearly. I think it'll look cuter for some reason. So let's say that rotation goes to about there. Oh, I want negative 90. No, he rotates that way for sure. Oh, and somebody forgot to keyframe. There's that. Womp. Okay, that's a little sudden. For sure. So first of all, it needs to happen as soon as he leaves the ground. Meaning that, where's my rotation keyframe? Right there. Needs to move back. It's still really sudden. Oh, you know why? Because it needs to go through his entire jump arc. So that when he lands, let's just pretend that this is when he lands. Should be there. This is not going to look quite right, but so it's like, yeah, that's way closer to what it needs to be. And we're going to get rid of that for the moment. So he needs to definitely go up higher, without a doubt. So that's going to go up to like 0.6 maybe? Womp. And then he needs to stay at 0.6 for a period of time, so like till there. Womp. That's a lot better. I think he still needs to go higher, or else it's just not very interesting. Let's try 1. Let's see where that gets us. Well, that's a lot better. Once we actually do the curves and everything and make that into more of a swoosh than like a linear sort of thing, I think that'll look pretty nice. So the question is, do we really want him moving all the time? Probably not. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to whomp, and he does that thing, and then of course he's going to smush when he hits the ground. So we might as well do that because we know that that's going to happen. Geez, what is this music? Let's turn that down just a little bit. It's cool. I like it. Now, is this body pivot? Yeah, that should be what scales. So then we're gonna smoosh. Oh, that's interesting. So this actually has to be features parent. Oh, dang, the pivot is rotating. I didn't think about that. That changes everything. So the problem here is now my pivot for like being able to squash him toward the ground is rotated by 90 degrees. What's we going to do about that? I mean, I could just swap out a bunch of different objects, but that's just a little bit more complicated than I really want to do. And it kind of makes me wonder if maybe what needs to be happening here is, excuse me, is that he's actually beneath the bottom of the frame, quote unquote. And then through jumping, let's what this was happening in the scene here. I'm gonna drag the scene down here for a second. So through jumping, he actually like jumps into the frame. So where would he need to be if he's at like the height of his jump to be in the frame? So we could drag this little dude up to like there. Yeah, I mean, I think that'll be pretty cute to do it that way. Oh, you know, you know, it'd be really cute if he was resting just like like that. Yeah, look at that. And then sometimes he does that boing sort of a thing. And then he'll like dip back beneath the frame and then just kind of whomp back up. Yeah, I think that'll be kind of neat. But it should only happen every once in a while. I wonder how I can do that without just like having a gigantic GIF. I don't know. Let's make the GIF and then figure that out. I'm sure there's a way to do it with broadcaster software things. So I think what might need to happen here to make this rotation feel better is the rotation might need... I think what the rotation really needs to do is happen while he's in midair and then be constant, like at the 90-degree motion for down there. Yeah, definitely. So, okay. So he's going to jump up and his rotation... Turn that back on. His rotation is going to stay constant for now. So whomp, and then once he gets up to here, he's still going to be moving up a tiny bit, so that can do that. So yeah, that's starting to be something. And so he'll rotate till about there. This might be a little fast, but whomp. Whomp. That's definitely a lot better, but it is very fast. Maybe he doesn't need to rotate a whole 90 degrees if he's not even going to land on the ground anyway. Because I kind of like to tone this down, but I also don't mind how fast the animation happens. So then, assumedly, what would happen is he would stay at, what is it? Is that really, oh, 20, whatever. He'd stay at that rotation as he goes down then. So, whoops, get out of here, fly. So that would be something like, whomp, whomp, whomp. Well, obviously it's not quite right yet, but it is definitely closer. First of all, he's falling way too slowly. Second of all, his falling curve is backwards. And third of all, actually we can probably drag that back out, because third of all, he needs to fall below the screen, like that. So a whomp, whomp. That actually feels quite a bit better that way. And then let's draw that out for forever, who knows how long. Whomp. Yeah, I like that. It obviously still needs plenty of cleaning, but that's starting to look like a little bit more personality-filled. Now I almost feel like he's not taking long enough to hang in the air. Like here, I almost feel needs to be drawn out a little bit, just because. See, he kind of hangs in the air and then drops super fast. Let's try slowing that down a little bit so his gravity. Nice! I think that this will work. So he's going to come up, he's going to rotate, and then as he's dropping... Oh, he is rotating more as he drops. I think he needs to rotate more. So that he does more like that. Womp. Womp. Also, his curve for dropping needs to be adjusted, but all in all, I don't think that's too bad. I'm trying to look at it on my side OBS screen over here, because that's more what the size will be ultimately. I think it looks okay. Obviously, he's not going to be just like doing this all the time. That would be a little bit egregious, but I think the idea will be that I'll just kind of be hanging around there for a little while, and then I'll drop down and we'll drag this out to unforeseen places. Man, do I really need to drag it like that? Isn't there a better way? Whatever. There we go. How long do we think we could keep him down there without the GIF just like being gigantic? I guess, you know, at the end of the day, do I care if the GIF is gigantic? Because it's not like it's going to use more stream bandwidth for it to be gigantic. It'll just take more space on my hard drive. So he could like go down there, and then he's gone for a while, and then he whoop, comes back up right there. Sure. I think that'll totally work. And then we're actually going to move all of this over quite a bit, and we're going to take that first keyframe. Please. I want it. Whatever, we can... Now. Okay. We're going to take that first keyframe. We're going to copy and put that at the beginning. And we'll have a little bit of like resting animation sort of a thing. And then he'll whomp, go away. It's actually really cute. I kind of like that. And then there'll be some animation for him coming back right there. Whomp. That's super cute. I like it. Okay. The question is that long enough in between animation cycles? And honestly, probably not. It probably needs to be at least double that length. which is gonna be gigantic. Well, whatever. We'll figure out a better way of doing this later, I guess. I wonder if the play is to put it into video format and work with it that way. You know, before I get too deep into this, I should probably do a little bit of research on how to do opaque GIFs. Opaque GIF from video? Or maybe remove color from GIF. Color from GIF. That's Photoshop. How to remove the background color from an animated GIF. Free online image editor. I mean, sketchy as heck, but if it does GIFs, I can't really complain. Okay, let's make the assumption that that's going to be possible with an online image editor, and if not, I can always borrow a copy of the Adobe Suite from my brother for like an hour, and just get that done real quick, because I do know how to do it in there. So should be okay. Yeah, I like it. I think it's cute. I'm going to assume that I'm going to be able to do it myself just by having this be timed correctly, so I'm just going to do all the timing right now, which means... How long is that again? Till he comes back up? Whoop. And then he waits for a while, and then he comes back up. I think that's probably okay. I might even draw it back a little bit. Whoop. Goes down, and then comes back up right there. This reminds me of like something you'd see in an edutainment game. I don't know why, but it really does. Like, characters are constantly doing that sort of weird going off frame sort of thing in edutainment games. Yeah, I don't know. Let's bring that up. I'm just gonna check to make sure everything seems to be working okay on the stream end. Although I do think so. Yeah, looks like it. Nice, 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 nice. Nobody's here, but that's expected for someone who is not advertising that he's streaming when you have, like, no followers. So that's fine. I wonder if I should tweet about this. Sure, why not? Let's do it. Hey, you peeps. I'm gonna test dev stream where I make some stream assets. Hop in and tell me if everything seems to be working okay. And put link. Cool. We'll see if anyone pops on over from it. I think it'll be kind of fun if someone does. Okay, back to progress as was before. So what I want to do is I want to do the animation where he comes back up. And I don't think it needs to be anything fancier than just like a really slow womp sort of a thing. So if I just kind of put a key for... Oh, he needs to be at rotation 0 before this though, so I can just have him rotate while he's underneath the screen. That's not right. Why is that not doing what I expect? Oh, because it's probably keyed over here? Yeah, it's keyed over here. We can actually just delete that. Oh, and now he's doing that forever. Wait, what did I do wrong here? Hold on. So he goes down, And he... I mean... oh. I kind of like that, honestly, even though it doesn't really look right, but it's... do we keep it that way? That's the question. You? Yeah, I like it. I think it's cute. Let's just keep it, and we can clean it up here in a little bit. Jacob CH. No, this is I might turn something like this into a menu screen, but I'm actually making a little stream asset to go next to my code window down in the corner here. So I'm just kind of using it as a way of testing my streaming equipment and stuff like that. So we'll see. I don't know, I'm kind of liking it though. It's got some personality to it. I think it looks kind of cute. So, I don't know, I might turn it into something eventually. Like maybe something that happens on the options menu, just to give that a little personality. I don't know, we'll see. But, so he comes up like that, and then what happens when it loops? And then he's like that for a while, and then he does it again. Question is, though, how quick is too quick? I'm watching it on my left-hand side here. I don't think that that's too far off from the quickness that it needs to be. Hey, Jacob, does everything seem to be balanced okay? Like, can you hear my voice okay and everything? Just so I know, like, generally what my level should be at. Nice. Cool. Glad to hear it. Okay, so I need a little bit, like, of an idle state when he's appearing over the screen like that. Right there. What should it be, though? I feel like the stretching should be saved for when he does his little jump thing. I could just have him move up and down ever so slightly. Well, being that it's like a stream asset next to the screen, maybe I don't need that. I think if it was like a normal character animation, you'd really want it for sure, but... And I think I'm also going to stretch out the amount of time that he waits too, for the same reason. So I'm gonna take that out by... I don't know, maybe to like there. Just arbitrary amount. So he waits for a while. Wait. I'm doing some coding. Everybody's really bored. And then suddenly, oh my gosh, we're all interested. And then he slowly peeks back. And then we wait for a while. Wait. Yeah, I think this is a reasonable length. I'll put it in and see if it seems obnoxious or not, and if so, I can always extend it more. I don't know, maybe when in doubt you do something like that. Sure, why not? So the question then is, how are we going to get this into a GIF? Make him like wiggle back and forth when he's not jumping? Sure, let's give it a go. Why not? So if we're gonna try anything, I think I want to try having him move up and down a little bit, almost like he's on some sort of fluid of some sort, kind of going up and down like that, and see how that does. But he only should be moving a little bit. 0.1 is even maybe a bit high, but if it's slow enough... Yeah, he is really still right now. I do totally agree. For like, so here's my thought. For character animation, he definitely would need some sort of like interim animation. But because it's like gonna be something constant on the screen, I just don't know how distracting it would be to have him have like excuse me, some sort of animation in there. I guess we're going to find out, though, because why not? So let's have him move super slowly up to 0.1, and we can adjust the curve so it's not super linear like that. And then, so that went to about there, and that went, so if we're going to have it be even. And just kind of do that rhythmically a little bit. I don't know, what do you think? Does that look, does that have the potential to look better? I guess I'll say it that way. Maybe you should go down below the screen a little bit too. Could give the guy some facial expressions like blinking. Ooh, that's not a bad idea. Lets you get in a bit of movement without being obnoxious. Yeah, actually, I think that's an excellent idea. Let's definitely do that. So, actually, let's just scrap that for a moment, because it's super easy to put back in. Because when he blinks, what he can do is something like, you know, blink, you know, a little bit of extra personality to it. I don't know, let's just choose a random spot. Might as well just do it there, see what we can get out of it. So the question is, I do have enough control over the face that I should be able to do each eye individually, so I can like have his eyes move without his beak squashing. Let's put in some properties for that. Face, eye, transform, scale, and features, body, face, eye2, transform, scale. Okay, so we've got that, and we need a keyframe there. We can just like add key, right? Yeah, okay. Let's zoom in here a little bit. So before he blinks, I kind of want him to squish up a little bit. So we'll add a key for his body pivot scale right there. And then that's going to go up to about this key here. Of that, something like that. Wait, why did that not work? What did I do? Oh, whoops, that's the wrong thing. Can I move that? No. Okay, get rid of that. We need that there. That at 1. Much better. So now I've got control over that. But I don't want this to be huge, because that's not the main gesture of the action. Just a little bit to accentuate. So we're going to take that down to maybe half of what it is right now. And then come down back to 1. Whomp. Oh, that would have to happen faster than the upwards motion. Oh, no, you know what? That doesn't need to be faster, but it does need to go lower, is what needs to happen there. 0.985 maybe? And that was the wrong key. Oops. 0.985. Is that too much? I don't know. We'll find out. And then that would go back to normal. We'll see if that ends up working or not. That might need to be taken out a little bit more. Okay, so the idea then would be right here. He would start blinking, so we're going to add in a key for that guy. And we're going to scale that down. Oh, interesting. That actually scales the opposite way that I was expecting. I wonder if we should change that or not. The eyelids need to come from the top, don't they? Why does it scale that way? Hold on. We need to investigate this. Where's his eye? So his eye pivot is like out there. What? Why did I do it that way? So that's on local. Why is it doing that? Maybe I need to force an eye pivot. That's probably what needs to happen. So let's create a game object, call that I1 pivot. Now it's going to yell at me. Fair enough. And that can go there. But wait, where's the... Okay. Also, yeah, stop that. Let's just zero it out for right now, and we can figure it out from there. So we want the eye to be at the bottom of this pivot, or rather at the top of this pivot. So if we were to like move it up there, that's a lot closer to what we want. Move it up a little bit more. And then we're going to move it over. I think this is just how this sprite is made, which is a little bit unfortunate. But that should work now. So if I scale that, yeah, that's more like what we need. We'll have to reposition his eyes, but... in fact, I'm going to do that for this one while the other one's still in place. I need a reference image. I'll go on my Twitter real quick. So that needs to be more like there. I think it was about there. That looks all right, even if that's not perfect. And so I should be able to squish it down to blank. Nice, that'll work. Let's do it for the other one. I2 pivot. Okay, need to do the same thing here. So this eye needs to do what? It needs to move up and over, and let's see where that's set. That was wrong as not. Needs to move down. That's a lot closer. Can move that down a little bit, and a little bit more. That's closer. If we just moved it down just a teensy bit more, I think that would work okay. I think that's actually worse. How did I manage that? Oh, because now it's too low, of course. I think that'll be probably good enough. So let's get that to where it should be. Back to my reference image. So that's approximately there. Can I get rid of these grid gizmos real quick? Place? Nah. Or we can work with it. There we go. Oh, now it's snapping to grid. There we go. Okay, so that doesn't see the thing with Rubber Ducky's eyes. It's really hard to work with them because if his eyes in relation to his beak are just a little tiny bit off, it doesn't look right. Like it doesn't look right at all. It's actually shockingly exact to get it to Well, maybe it's just because I've looked at it so long. I kind of feel like that's probably close enough. Let's just move it a tiny bit more, and then we'll call it good. And I pivot. Yeah, that'll work. Okay. Now we need to resync these references. Kind of actually feel like I just want to delete all of these references. Wait, what was that that's missing there? Is that an important one? I feel like that might be. Dang. Well, we can only hope that that's not important. Does he still? Oh boy, okay. Whoops. It's okay, we can make it work. What needs to happen is those need to go away also. Dang! Now it's not right again! Ah! I don't think it'll be hard to get it positioned about right here. I think it needs to be something like that. Oh, and if we just bring this eye up a little bit and over a little bit and up a bit. Oh, that's close. Yeah. That looks about right to me. Womp. Let's run with that for the moment. Does it freak out? No, good. Nice. Okay, that still all seems to be functioning okay. And all of that can actually go away because I think those got reinserted somehow. But if we go back to game... Do you like switch to the other window when you use it? Because I can't see the text in there right now and I'm on 1080p. Excellent question. As it turns out, I do. Yeah, cute little transition. Do you think that is okay, kind of doing it that way? I'm not exactly experienced with stuff like this, but I thought that would be a nice way of, like, keeping reference for what's happening. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know either, man. I still like that. That's cute. Okay, back to the eyes. So we've got the eye pivots linked up, so we can add that as a property. I wonder if I should consider keeping these for the actual character model. Whatever. We'll figure it out. So one pivot. I want probably position and scale. Could probably have it auto switch depending on where your mouse is. Yeah, probably so. How much about OBS do you know? Because I know that some people do stuff like that, but I've never found an option in OBS to do that before. What was I doing? Right. Feature, body pivot, face. Literally nothing. Never used OBS. Yeah. I only used it a little bit back a couple years ago, so even the new one is completely new to me. I have no idea about it at all. I1 pivot, scale. And one thing that I don't like is when I bring up a dropdown, right now I'm selecting something from a dropdown, but it's not appearing, and I'm kind of wondering if there's a way to change that or not. It'd be kind of nice. Well, I guess I could window capture. And that would work. Face. position and transform scale. There we go. So those guys have some keys. And now I can play around with the eye blinking. So I should be able to make a key for eye scale. Are you recording in window mode? Because drop downs and stuff can count as a separate window. Oh, that's probably exactly it. So you could try putting it in screen mode. I am recording in, is it window or game mode? I think it's window mode specifically. Yeah, I'll experiment with that after the stream is down and see if I can figure that out. Because maybe I could just have a single capture window for this right here, and then just kind of switch Alt-Tab between programs as I need to. That could totally work. Okay. We're going to add in a pivot key here. That's for I1, which I think is the one on the left. So then, if we were to take it a few frames forward, like to there, and adjust... Why is it going upside down? What the heck? What did I do? Wasn't it just working? Wait a minute, what? But why? Can't I... What did I do? That one works okay. I must have just gotten this one on the wrong side of the pivot. Okay, back to that real quick. Oh yeah, no, I totally did. Maybe I Control-Z that incorrectly. So that goes there. Oh, you know what happened? When the animation made the eye go down to the bottom left-hand side of Rubber Ducky, it messed it up there. Das what hap. So that should work now. Yeah, that looks fine. We can take that back down, and it was about there, I think. Be a little bit higher. Where's the reference? Just a tad higher, I think. That should be about right. Yeah, nice. That'll work. So back into here. And now that's going to be all messed up, so I can delete that entirely. And your... My gosh, what am I doing wrong here? I think I need to delete these and then reinstantiate them once the face is how it should be. Okay. Try number 4. Let's try this again. So if I go in here, waggle that around, everything is okay. So now I should be able to add in the key. For I1, scale, and I1 position. There we go. Okay. So now let's key that. And let's go a few frames forward. And key that. Okay, excellent. That looks correct. But that keyed the position, didn't it? It totally did. Glad we noticed dat. Add a key. And add a key. And we can get rid of that for now. So now we can actually adjust that so it blinks. Should it go down to 0? Probably, because I don't really have a good way of representing his eyelids being completely shut otherwise. So that can come out there. We'll just make it even for now. Womp. I like it. It's cute. Let's take the eyelid up a little bit in this frame here, and then back down, so there's a little bit of bounce to it. Womp. Should there be any sort of lead-in, I wonder? Let's try it, I guess. We can just make it an even animation. Womp. Oh, you know what'd be super fun? If, so he blinks one eye at a time, but they're like right after another, so it's like that. Oh, here, I'll show you. What I'm thinking, can I probably can't do that, but I can copy the values. Man, I wish I could just copy these down. Can I? Oh, I can. Excellent. So it'd be something like that. Womp. I don't know why I find that so funny. Let's see what it looks like in game here. Womp. Okay. Yeah, let's do it. Although let's bring that a little bit closer. Womp. And a little tiny bit closer. I don't want it to be like a huge deal, but I think just a little bit is kind of cute. I don't know, do you think that those go fast enough? I'm kind of second guessing having the bounce in there. Womp. I feel like it needs to be a little bit faster. Or maybe at least uneven or something. Let's try more like that. Oh, I think that second eye looks way better. Or the second part, rather. Yeah, let's try it just being even and also faster. I didn't see it. Nice! I think that looks pretty good. But he needs to blink twice, because nobody ever blinks like once. Ah! So let's just go ahead and copy and do it again. Womp womp. And then we can have like another just stray one out here somewhere. But let's not make it the same pattern. And then we can have him kind of bounce up and down once somewhere in here. So then maybe like there, he could do some bouncing. Could do something really simple though. Like add in a key. And just kind of bring him down a little bit, bring him out a little bit. That might be a little bit much. Definitely too slow. Like, womp. That might be a little bit too fast now. And add in a little bit of anticipation there. Please copy, thank you. And then just accentuate a little bit. So squash. Squash. We can have him do that like twice, so then he'll come back up to 1, 1 right there. And like something like that. A little bit faster. Oh, before we copy that, that really needs to have some feedback to it. So that'd be like 0.9-ish, I guess. Like that, maybe? Oh, that's way too fast. We can bring those out a little bit. And also, this needs to have a copied frame. And that can accentuate a little bit. Like so. That might be a little bit slow, so what we're going to do is make that snappier. So it's going to take a little bit longer, but then come down faster. Let's see what that looks like. Womp. Oh, ew. No, 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 no. Womp. No, I think all of this just needs to be faster. Oh, but then if he's going to go back down, then he needs another bit at the end. I don't know. I'm kind of not liking that as much as I thought I did. I think I kind of like just him coming in and probably having a little bit of accentuation here. So bring that out. That might even be too much. Maybe that's the problem. 0.95. And then like that. And then let's give him a little bit of lead in, like so. 0.9. Womp. And that would be at 1.1 there. Womp. That's quite a bit better, I think. But he stays down too long for sure. Womp. Womp. Still stays down too long, but only because I want to repeat this animation a couple times, just like the blinking. Well, yeah, I think that's better. Let's see what happens if he does it a couple times. I think it works okay. A little bit quicker though. Do I want it to be one gesture? I might want it to be one gesture actually, which would mean deleting both of those and bringing these together like that. I think that totally works, but if we're going to do that, we need to bring that out a little bit. Womp, so that there's a little bit more anticipation. Nice, and we'll accentuate 8.5. Womp. Bouncy boy. Yeah, he totally is. The thing is, like, I don't really know how else to animate a square. You know what I mean? It's like either it's super stiff or it's super bouncy. There's not really a good in between to make it like have enough personality and stuff. Oh, you know what? That's gonna need to drop back to neutral. Like so. Oh, it does drop back to neutral. What am I saying? Maybe I just need to adjust the timing there. Oh, that's way better. And then when he goes up like this, it needs to be a much shallower up than it was before. Because what that is going to look, it's going to look more like he's Jello, and that Jello has kept the momentum from this kind of motion. Oh, I changed the wrong key, didn't I? Yes, I did. So that goes to 1 and... Oh, no, I didn't change the wrong key. I didn't change all of the keys. So that can go to 0.2, and that can go to 97 and 0.3. And then that flattens a little bit too quickly if it's really going to feel like he's kept the momentum going. And also flattens too much, so he comes up and then, yeah, right there, that key right there is too close. And then he can snap up a little bit quicker, I think. Womp, womp. And this should go to more like maybe 0.7. Completely arbitrary number, but let's try it. And then that would be like 0.8, and that would be 92, theoretically. Womp. Yeah, that's, I think, quite a bit closer. But that part of the animation does not ring right to me. Let's just try, I mean, this is not going to be ultimately the best way, I think, but let's just try cutting it off a little bit. And maybe, oh golly, that is not what I meant to do. Something like that, I think. Nice, I like that. Womp. I think that's actually a really useful little animation cycle. Whoops. Because I can maybe put that at some of the other places around, maybe even just like kind of randomly for the moment, just to see what it looks like. Like put it over one of the blinkings. Womp. Oh, that's definitely too quick. Womp. And then he could do another bounce there. Is this too much motion? And then he could do some more blink stuff. I feel like the blinks actually do need to be closer together. Blink, blink. Like, maybe more like that. Blink, blink. I kind of want to see what happens if I put it straight over the blinking. Honestly, that doesn't even look so bad to do that. It's kind of fun, actually. But then I want, if we're going to do that, I want to draw the next time he bounces a lot so that it doesn't become like a mechanistic thing. You know, it's like something that he does when he feels like it, is the hope. We could draw that out a little bit. The blink just gets a little bit lost if it's in like all of the motion. Yeah, I think that's better. Blinks a little bit. Feels like bouncing again. Like there. And then he waits for a while, and that's he's deciding whether he wants to leave right there. And then he's like, oh, I'm out, and then he comes back. You guys can probably hear that little messaging sound, can't you? It's the woman is texting. So then he waits for a little while. And then he goes away. And then he comes back up slowly. And does... Okay, I think this is starting to come together. I wouldn't mind if he waited long... Whoops, we did not mean to do that. Hey, yay, it works in full screen too. This is probably going to be how I record this, I'm going to guess. But... No. I want in this stoof. Oh, why can't I select that now? Weird. But I want to take all this and I want to drag that over a little bit so that like he's waiting a little bit longer. He's waiting, and he's thinking about it. He's getting maybe a little bit bored. Then he bounces again. And then he's out. Nice. This I really do think this is starting to come together a little bit. We're going to wait a little bit longer and do another single blink in here. Like maybe there. That WhatsApp dig was confusing me since I have the stream in the background. Confusion has happened and I am glad. Yeah, I'll have to see if I can mute that for later purposes here. Just kind of watching this to see how I feel about it. And then he bounces. Blinks. And he's out. And comes back in. Okay, but the last thing that I really think I want to do here is I want to draw... I want to draw the whole thing out longer so that there's some downtime at the beginning. Like here. So he's just kind of waiting. Then he blinks a couple times. Then he does that. Then he's out. Comes back slowly. And it waits for a little while. He blinks a couple times. Nice! I think that's a pretty good tempo. And I don't think that'll be too terribly obnoxious. It's like a 25-second animation loop. Ooh, excuse me. What I'm going to do is I'm going to save this as its own scene. We'll call it Rubber Ducky Stream Scene. So that if I want to come back and edit this again, I can do so. So now the question is, how are we going to get this thing into a GIF format? Can I record with OBS while I'm